Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Mushoku Tensei Season 2 Episode 20 reaction. So the previous episode, one of the biggest informations was revealed, which Rudy, after getting to know that we were able to bring down the amount of time for the distance that we need to travel by a lot. So Nanahoshi, she after telling her about the whole situation, she gave Rudy a map which had some teleporters that can help them go very quickly, and the journey that would have taken them like 2 years or something, they can reduce it, at least the journey, into 2 months, like going there and coming back. They can reduce it by that margin. That means the rest of the time, even if they need like 2 or 3 months to save Zenith, they will be able to come back before Rudy's child is born. So this is like a huge like information. Obviously, like Rudy was like, yeah, this is really going to help, and like we were off. So Rudy and Eleanor went off. They said goodbye to like everyone, and they like left. And then we get to see the whole journey. Them like going through the different places. Like going through different situations. Like them obviously finding the teleporter first. Then we also got to know that the teleportation takes a little bit of lag, like 5 to 10 minutes of lag. And stuff like that. Finally reaching Rapan, I think that was the name. I think that was the name. Which is the place where they're supposed to go. Right, and this place is huge. There's like a big, I don't know what that is, like a creature's bones, and underneath there's the town. So let's see what happens in today's episode, episode 20. Let's get started. I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it to whichever is your preference, and let's begin. Okay, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Hmm. Yeah. Okay. Oh wow, it's literally in the mountain. Hmm. Probably. Hmm. Oh, there he is. Right. Oh, I think he's like asking for help. Yeah. And Rudy. Oh, he didn't recognize him, I think, because Rudy is grown up. Does he, I think doesn't recognize Rudy. Or does he? Does yep, he didn't recognize him because he has grown. Bruh. We went in prison together. Yep. Yeah. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, makes sense. Oh. Nah, Rudy's fine with him now. You know, like they they made up. Oh, there's Lilia. I think that's her name. He probably couldn't even will not be able to believe his eyes. He's like, wait, what? Rudy? What? How? Yeah. Yeah, you know, we had a few things. Yeah, we cannot really tell that. Oh, okay, they will tell him. Damn, he's just. Hmm. Where is she? Hmm. Yeah, he doesn't know that. Yeah, he didn't know that. I guess he didn't get the letter, or it probably. Hmm. Hmm. Oh my god. Right. Whatever's going on, uh, he'll probably apologize. Um. Okay. Yeah, he's probably going to apologize. I don't know what he's apologizing for, but whatever. What happened back then? So, okay, well, whatever it was. Hmm. Well, I could guess what sort of thing it probably was, but you know, I doubt that. Maybe they'll mention it later. I don't know. Oh god. Hello? Is now the time? I knew he was going to react like this. Okay. Right. Is this really the time for all of this? Hmm. Okay, so where is Zenith? 1 day and okay, so okay. Damn. Wait, then how did he know that she's there? Oh, okay. Very old one. Oh, damn. Oh, these guys. Oh, this guy, forgot his name. He was one of the party members of Talhand. What the hell was that? Right. Oh yeah, I forgot about that completely. Wasn't Roxy supposed to be with them? It completely went out my mind. Fell into a trap. Oh, so wait. Oh, say they went. Oh, that makes sense. Obviously, they went there to see. I doubt she's dead. Oh, okay. It's not registering his head. Oh my god. Hmm. Hmm. S rank. Oh god. Teleporter lab. Wow. Okay. So. Hmm. Oh, okay. Yeah. What the hell are those creatures? Okay, so it'll work. Yes. Sixth floor. Okay. Okay. Hmm. Feel free to shove him. Oh yeah, Aisha. I'm sure she's gonna ask about Aisha. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. She's probably going to ask who's the mother. Oh, I doubt she knows it's Sylphie. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, because he couldn't help in finding Zenith. Okay. Well, I guess he was always this open with Rudy from the very young age. Yeah, I don't think so. You are a okay. Don't ask Paul about stuff like this. What is wrong with this guy? Yo, bruh. All right, here we go. Like spider webs and stuff. uh, oh, these are like teleporters. Yeah. Hmm. Ah. Oh wow, that's smart. Oh no, what now? I don't think we cannot move in case we get into a trap. Nice. Oh boy. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I guess. You're basically a son to me. Oh god. Yeah, I guess. Because he's Sylphie's grandma. Hmm. Oh, okay. Oh, because it's oh. Hmm. Yeah, because of the enclosed space, it might crash down. Yeah. Hmm. Use eyes. Okay. Nice. Okay. Nice. All right. So this is like the now we are at the second floor or something. Yeah. So up until sixth floor we can go like this because we have the book. Probably thinking about Roxy, like she must be somewhere here. Hmm. Okay. Ah, so where was Roxy? Okay. Yeah. Okay, I see. Yeah. Hmm. Okay. Oh, did you like feel something like like a like like a hollow wall or something? Okay. It's Roxy. Damn. Yeah, she's all worn out. Oh god. Yeah, I wonder how long she's been doing this. For a long time, obviously. Oh god, more of them. Okay, so these monsters are teleporting here using one of the circles. I'm guessing it's like a one-way thing only. Otherwise, Roxy could have stepped on it and went somewhere else. Fact she's not doing that means this is one way. No, don't use fire. Oh boy. Oh my god. Oh no, they're going to end it there. Oh, okay. Nice. That's Rudy. Damn, froze the whole place. Ah, there he is. Hmm. Oh. Well, at least Roxy's fine. Now we can go and fully focus on saving Zenith. Hmm. Hmm. Mm, there you go. That was today's episode. So today's episode was basically us finding Paul, and then like talking to him about the whole situation. Paul like making us, telling us, like giving a debriefing about the whole, like what's going on, what to do, and then delving into the dungeon, saving Roxy, and now our goal is to go and find Zenith. So few things to discuss about in today's episode. Number one, there was that whole thing about, like like Elena Lees and Paul, that whole whatever Paul is supposed to, you know was asking like forgiveness for, and Elena Lees was like, yeah, whatever, it's fine, it was also my fault. So it's pretty, like we don't know what they're talking about, obviously, but I feel like we could make a guess out of like the whole conversation. It was probably something related to like it's this Paul we're talking about, so I can probably guess what the trouble was, you know and what type of situation it was. So like, and yeah, so I don't know, maybe they'll mention it later, who knows. But like the fact that they still hasn't mentioned what was going on, I feel like they will probably not mention it in even in the future. It's just something that we have to just like be like, oh, it's probably something like that, and I'm pretty sure it is something like that, like so yeah, like anything related to Paul, any type of situation like this related to Paul is bound to be something like that. So like, yeah. So I'm guessing that was probably what Paul was apologizing for, whatever it was. Either way, you know like Elena Liz was like, it's fine, whatever. Yeah, so that was the first thing that I wanted to talk about. Then a few other stuff. Number one, Roxy got stuck in the labyrinth. So obviously, after figuring out that Zenith is there, they probably went to save her, and obviously Roxy was one of the strongest mages. So she definitely went with them, and I'm guessing she probably got stuck, or like got trapped in that trap. Put her like feet on that trap and got teleported. And I'm guessing the traps are like one-sided only, so that is why she wasn't able to come back. But there's one thing that I don't understand. If she stepped on a trap and got teleported, why didn't the others go and help her out? Like, couldn't they have just stepped on the trap themselves and get teleported to where she was? So I'm not 100% sure why that. Maybe like maybe it's something like they, I don't know, like maybe the trap like was like a one-time thing or something, like like you put your you put your feet on it, get teleported, and the trap immediately like vanishes or something like that. Maybe something like that. But then we were seeing, while Roxy was fighting those creatures, there was this magic circle which was spawning in monsters. Now I assume that was a teleporter, that was teleporting in monsters there, but that might just be like a summoning circle or something, who knows. If like, I just assume that was a teleporter, maybe that was a summoning circle. So I'm not 100% sure, but I'm guessing definitely because of some like the problems, they were not able to go and follow Roxy and help her out. And like she fell into the trap and she got teleported, and that's it. Nobody could do anything after that. They were, like Roxy was stuck over there. We were also stuck over here. We couldn't do anything. So like that was the thing. So yeah, Roxy was stuck. So that is why we also have to keep an eye on Roxy so that we can help her out. All those conversations we had. Now obviously Rudy was like almost like breaking down at that point, because like Rudy, like Roxy is one of those people who Rudy extremely respects. And Roxy was also the person who, I guess you could say, was like his teacher in this world, like the very first teacher. And she showed him a lot of ways. If you remember, Roxy was also the one responsible for bringing Rudy outside. And in the very first season, if you remember, when Rudy came in over here, he was obviously traumatized by his bullying. He had like PTSD and stuff. And it was Roxy who dragged him outside and helped him face his fears. Even though she didn't really realize at that point, obviously, I doubt she realized what she did back then, but it definitely helped Rudy out. And, that was like, I guess you could say that was like probably one thing that Rudy is very thankful to Roxy for, because she was the one who helped him overcome at least the first stage of his trauma. towards the outside world. And and then obviously like the other stuff, she literally taught him everything, like taught him, and they lived together for a long time as well. I don't remember exactly how many years, but Roxy stayed like, obviously like as a home, like live-in tutor, and she literally like raised Rudy, as well in a way. So in that sense, Roxy's presence is huge for Rudy. So hearing that something like that has happened, where they don't know where Roxy is, it was like kind of like, just making him like blank out for a moment. But Elena was like, "Are you okay?" And she's like, "Yeah, yeah, I'm fine." You know, right? Yeah, and other than that, like the typical Paul and Rudy conversation, we know, like, this is the funny thing. It's been a while that we've seen Paul interact with Rudy like properly, So I feel like we've forgotten this is exactly how they used to speak back in their, in the first season as well. If you remember, they literally used to speak like this with each other. Paul being an absolute creep in front of Rudy, and Rudy just, like being Rudy, I guess. So this is like normal conversation for them. So I kind of forgot about that completely. So I was like, wait, what the hell is wrong with him? But then I remember like, oh yeah, nothing's wrong with him. This is Paul. This is exactly how he was. So, this is normal for him. It's just the fact that it's been a long time that we've seen season 1. We've probably forgotten that this is exactly how Paul acts in front of Rudy. And he used to act like this back when Rudy was a kid. Like now he's an adult. Like obviously he's going to do that. So yeah, there you go. Other than that, they like got prepared and everything, and yeah, they went inside the labyrinth. And yeah, so inside the labyrinth, obviously because Rudy had the book, it was easy for them to like go to different places. And what else was there in today's episode? Oh, the whole thing with Roxy. So Rudy was able to figure out where Roxy probably is. I don't know how he exactly did that, but I think he like heard like a, like the water dropped, and I think he like heard something maybe, or I'm not really sure. But when he went to that wall and he was like kind of like patting the wall, I'm guessing he probably figured out and realized that, oh, there must be someone over there. Either way, he somehow realized like something's going on, and I'm guessing that wall was like a, like a false wall or something like that, and since like everyone else, it was a wall, since that's why nobody really paid much attention to it. But Rudy realized, like Rudy probably thought like, oh, something going on with this wall, and he went there and he realized. So okay, so here's the thing. I'm guessing what the teleporter actually did was, as they say, the teleporter teleports someone on the same floor. So this was, I think, the second floor. So I'm guessing like Roxy got teleported in the second floor, so she was still in the second floor. However, I think they mentioned this before, that Geese came here multiple times trying to find Roxy, but he couldn't. So he like probably scoured the whole place and wasn't able to find Roxy. But I'm guessing all that he did was probably look at the places that is visible to him. However, Roxy got teleported to like a secret room behind a false wall, I'm guessing. That is why, like, Giz wasn't able to understand. Giz didn't realize that Roxy was there. Every time he went and searched the place, he found out nothing. I think that's probably what happened. So the teleporter teleported Roxy like to like a place which is like a secret room, and there's like a false wall over there. And since Rudy was able to probably realize that, oh, something's going on over there, and that's how he was able to find. I don't know. This is just my guess, but I'm guessing it is something like that, because that was, like the place where Roxy was stuck. It was like, I'm guessing like a secret place or something, which you won't be able to find with your naked eye. Okay. Either way, yeah. And that was today's episode. That was what happened. So next episode we'll probably be able to like go in and try to find Zenith. And from the looks of it, in the opening, as we can see, Zenith is probably like somehow like stuck somewhere, like you can see in like the opening, the Zenith is like stuck in like a ice or something. So I'm guessing, and there's like some kind of a monster in front of it. So I'm guessing we'll probably have to do something like that, like defeat the monster and help Zenith out, bring her out. But I'm guessing whatever monster there is probably like the dungeon boss or something. So it is like a S ranked monster. But the weird thing about this is I don't understand, like, and I'm sure we'll get to know this eventually, but there's one thing that they kind of ask, like, Rudy kind of asks here in today's episode. He says like, so Zenith has been stuck there for like this 6 years or something, at which they're like, we have no idea, but we heard from other people that there's someone like Zenith in that labyrinth. So we don't know that if Zenith was stuck there from the day when she like got into the teleportation incident, the mana disaster that that happened. Is it from that day that she suddenly got stuck in this dungeon, or is it something else is going on? Because I doubt that's what happened, because how is that even possible? Like in the mana disaster that happened, everyone got teleported. So what happened? Like Zenith got teleported inside the dungeon and somehow got stuck here? I doubt something like that. Something else must have definitely happened. But let's wait. Let's save her first, and then maybe we'll figure out little by little. I guess she herself can tell us, like, what has happened then. But I doubt something that easy must have happened. I don't know. Like, let's see. Okay. Right. And yeah, that was that. That was today's episode. Now, let me talk about this episode, scene by scene. Let me see if I missed something. In the very first scene, we get to see they are in this place. I think Rapan is the town's name. They're here. And Rudy's like, first we have to find out Dad. So they come to the guild, obviously the first place that you should go if you're trying to find someone, especially adventurous. So they come in, and Alina Lazy is like, okay, first let's talk about, like, try to find out Paul and Geese, where they are, and she's confident that if Geese is involved, he definitely like has some information network over here. So if we can easily track down Geese. And as soon as she said that, yeah, Geese is literally there. And I'm guessing Geese was probably asking like this one adventurer to help them out to go inside the labyrinth to clear it. But nobody's like really, yeah, because I guess it makes sense, because as they said, this labyrinth is like an S rank labyrinth, and a lot of people who went there, they weren't able to, like, the dungeon explorer teams, they weren't able to even go halfway through it. So most of the adventurers probably are like, nothing we can do about, something like that. Either way, Geese is there, and Eleanor is like, oh, Geese, like, like, there you are. And Geese, the first person he reacts to is Elinalise. And the fact that he doesn't even react to Rudy makes me think like, oh, he probably doesn't recognize him. Because we need to remember, when Geese met Rudy was a kid. Not a kid, but I guess like, like a young teenager, maybe no, even younger than that. I think he was literally a kid when they met. I'm guessing like Rudy was probably like 12 or 13 years old, maybe a little bit more than that, like 14 years old, I think, maybe at that time when they met. So he didn't really realize and didn't really recognize him. And he's like talking to Elinalise and everything. And then Rudy's like, oh, okay, like starts talking to him, like, oh, how are you? And Geese is like, wait, is that you? He's like, damn, like, like you, like, like, I didn't recognize you. You've grown up, this and that, like they're like having conversations. Elinalise is like, wow, you guys know each other? And they're like, yeah, like, we're prison buddies. We met in prison. Which is exactly what happened, because if you remember that whole thing with where those guys, I forgot their names, like Ghislaine's, like, people, her family or whatever, they like took Rudy in, like arrested Rudy, and like, because that part, and Elena, no, what was her name? Eris was also there, I remember. Oh no, Eris and Ruijat comes later. First, Rudy was arrested because of their divine beast or something, that little dog. I remember Rudy was like petting it, and they saw Rudy and they arrested him. I remember all of that. And Geese was there, and they were in the same, like, prison where they were there. And then later on, Ruijat and Eris comes. I remember all of that. it's not extremely clear in my head. I've started forgetting here bits and pieces, but I do remember. Anyways, so yeah, after that, Geese is like, all right, let's go. Let me take you to Paul. So before they go in, Geese, the first thing Geese says is like, look, like Paul is not okay. So Elena Lace, whatever happened between you, please don't bring it up. And Elena is like, yeah, I couldn't promise you that. Either way, they go in, and you can see like Paul is just like like completely like his head is on the table. Lilia is there as well. That's her name, isn't it? Lilia? Yeah. She's there. And okay, so Rudy comes in and Rudy's like, oh, I'm here, Dad. And he wakes up. The first thing he says is like, am I dreaming? Because obviously, like, I don't think Paul knew that Gigi sent a letter. And even if he knew about it, the fact that the letter went there, they know that coming here at least takes like 6 or 8 months. So for them, in their calculations, for them this is like, I think, like the 6th or the 7th month. So for them, the letter has just reached, and it has only been like 1 month after that. So they're at least not expecting any reinforcement 7 months from here. No, because it takes 8 months to come here. So suddenly seeing, obviously, that's why Greece was also very surprised. So Paul is like, what the hell is, like, what's happening? Anyways, Rudy's like, don't worry about it. Like, I have my ways, and I was able to come here. And, and then they start having their conversation. Paul, like, hugs Rudy, and Rudy realizes that, yeah, you know what? It was a good decision that I came here, because, I don't remember Paul being so, so vulnerable. And he talks about his kid as well. He's like, oh, I'm going to have a child. At which Paul is like, wait, what? Your child? Like, what? Like, damn, a lot of things have happened. And he, like, they kind of like talk to each other and everything. And then Paul realizes that Elena Elise is standing there, and he's like, oh. And he goes there, and he literally bows before her. Not bows, but goes on his knees. And here we go. So he says, I'm sorry for what happened back then. At which Elena Lay says that, well, I was partially at fault. And yeah, okay, so there you go. So this is all that we can get from this conversation. Like I said, I don't think they're going to tell us what happened, but I'm sure we can guess. So yeah, either way, and then he asks about, obviously he knows about Elena Lay's curse. So he's like, oh, have you done it with Rudy? Elena Liz is like, shut up. And they talk about Cliff's magical implement, at which he's like, who's Cliff? And Rudy tells, and they tell him, and he's like, whoa, like, is he okay? And Rudy's like, what the hell, Dad? This is how you speak? And Rudy says, and Cliff is also my very good friend, so don't talk about him like that. Which he's like, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that. Anyways, all those conversations aside, now the main piece of conversation, Zenith. So they start talking about Zenith, and he says Zenith was captured in a labyrinth a day north from here, and so basically they were able to know that Zenith is there. They don't know if she's alive or dead, but they have heard from other people that Zenith was seen in that labyrinth, at which that is why they're trying to figure out, and even after 1 year, and we have 4 labyrinth pros, we didn't even get halfway in. So that's the amount of difficult this labyrinth is, an S-rank labyrinth. So yeah, while all of this is happening, this guy comes in, the dwarf guy. I think he's a dwarf, isn't it? Okay, what is his name? I think he introduces himself. Where is it? Rudy introduces himself. Oh, Talhand. Okay. So obviously he's that guy that we saw in, I think, season 2. He was with Elena Lace's group, and when Elena Lace, Roxy, and he were in a group trying to find that during the Mana disaster, that whole thing. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So okay. Anyways, so here Rudy's like, wait, I don't see Roxy. What's going on? At which they tell like, oh, Roxy was like, like stuck over there. And Rudy asks, is he dead? Is she dead? And they're like, I don't think so, but she was caught in a trap. Now here, from here onwards, nothing is going inside Rudy's head. Everyone's like talking to, like, they're like, Geese is like, yeah, Giz is like, come on, like, it's been so long, like, we still haven't found anything about Roxy. We go there trying to find her, but she's not there. So definitely something must be going on. At which Tarhan is like, no, Roxy's not your average mage. She's fine, this and that. All this conversation that is happening, Rudy, nothing is going into Rudy's head. He completely blanks out for a moment. Like I said, he has a lot of, like, like, I guess you could say, a lot of respect and emotional connection to Roxy, because she was literally the person who made him, I guess you could say, ready for this world. Yeah, so Lily snaps him out of it, and then Rudy's like, okay, you know what, let's just continue. At which they continue the conversation, and here Rudy brings out the book that he got, the teleportation labyrinth, that it has all the information about it. So they read it, and Geese is like, okay, this is work, this is going to help. And okay, wait a minute. If everything written here is true, we could conquer the 6th floor. Okay, so I'm guessing, like, as they said, like, so they went up until 6th floor. So I'm guessing they got stuck in the 6th floor or something. Now with the thing, we can probably go further beyond 6th floor. I don't know how many floors this labyrinth has, and they said that they still aren't halfway done. So the fact that they're stuck in 6th floor makes me probably think this labyrinth is at least consists of 15 floors, like, least it can, because so I'm guessing they're stuck in the 6th floor, and they said that they haven't gone halfway, so that must mean that it's more than the double of 6th floor, that is 12, more than 12 floors. So I'm guessing it's something like 14 or 15 floors, or maybe more than that, who knows, but it's a big one either way. Right, so they're like, all right, let's do it. Tomorrow we'll go. And later at night, Linnea is talking to Rudy, and what's his name? Paul is also there. And obviously, Lilia, the first question she asks is like, Aisha, how is she? At which Rudy's like, oh, she's fine, everything is okay. And Lilia asks like, oh, like, I hope she's not being rude, she's not asking too much of you. And Rudy's like, no, it's fine. Like, I would wish she asked something of me. She's a bit too, too respectful. Okay, so here's the thing. Obviously, like, this is a thing that we've seen before as well. Like, the fact that Lilia kind of always tries to stay within her boundaries, a boundary that she herself has created because of the fact that she is just, like a maid. And not only that, she tries to do the same and teach Aisha the same as well. Like, oh, do not be disrespectful, do not be this, do not be that. But the thing is, like, I'm sure Aisha knows that both Norn and Aisha is Paul's child. But as a kid, I don't know how it must, like, feel for Aisha being, like, said something like this, while literally Norn is also the same kid, but Norn doesn't have, like, like what can I say, like, I don't know, I feel like it's a very weird type of a situation for a kid like that, because Aisha is a kid, so for her, she definitely, like, we've seen that as well, like, like she said something like, oh, like, is it because, like, my mother is Paul, Paul's mistress, is that why I, like, is that why people treat me like this? At which Rudy was like, what are you talking about? Like, that whole thing. And she said like, oh, like, my mother and my grandmother told this, or something like that. So like, this is what I was saying, like, the fact that she tries to make Aisha understand that, oh, you should always stay within your boundaries, this and that. As a kid, I feel like that must be extremely, I don't know, weird and stressful, because it's just that she's also Paul's kid, just like Norn, but she's seeing how both Norn and she is being treated in such a weird way. Obviously, no one is treating her bad, but her mother has already made like this boundary that she doesn't try to cross herself, or she tries to prevent her child from crossing it as well. You know, that kind of thing. I'm sure like Paul probably told Lilia that, oh, you don't need to teach stuff like this to her. You know, it's fine, she can be herself. But Lilia probably still pulls that boundary, you know, because she herself is very, you know, tries to pull herself back always, like keep herself, you know, in the background, doesn't want to cross the boundaries, you know. So, and she tries to teach her daughter to do the same as well. So anyways, like, you know, that's what I'm saying, like, you know, as a kid, it must be extremely, like, I don't know, sad in a situation like that. Either way, you know, like, yeah, you know, whatever. So yeah, after that, Lilia talks about all of that and then Paul talks about how, you know, it's been a while, you know, they were like Rudy and he's talking this and that. And then they talk about Rudy's child, you know. And okay, where is the part where they ask about who's the mother? Is it later or oh no, it's here. Okay, here we go. This is where, you know, like he's like, oh, so like, you know, like you got married, and with whom? Eris? And he's like, no, Sylphie. We met against at this university. Sylphie, the one from. Okay, I don't understand. Why did Leah seem like kind of, you know, like as if she was like holding her breath, and when she said like, oh no, it's Sylphie, she kind of let her, you know, like kind of sighed. I don't know. Is this like? I'm guessing she's not comfortable with Eris or something. Like is that why? I don't know. Maybe like. Or maybe it's something else. I'm not really sure, but she kind of like, you know, let her like, you know, breath go when she heard Sylphie's name. Oh, maybe it was that the fact that Sylphie is fine. I guess because yeah, it probably must be like something like that, because you know, like they were, or Sylphie was also teleported. So Paul, Lilia, and if you remember, Sylphie used to come to their house and play along with Non and Aisha. So Sylphie, Zenith, Lilia, they were pretty much acquainted with each other, you know. And when Rudy went to tutor Eris, like Sylphie was literally like one of them and used to hang out with them and everyone. So I'm guessing Lilia was also probably concerned about Sylphie. So the fact that now she realized that Sylphie is okay probably made her like give out that sigh of relief or something like that. I'm guessing. I don't know. Either way, Rudy's like, oh, like she had her like, you know, problems, and now we got married, this and that. Anyways, so Paul's like, okay, when we go back, we'll do a celebration. And they're like, he's like, oh, you're going to become a grandfather, and he's like, oh, I'm not that old, this and that. And then Paul starts talking the typical conversation that he has with Rudy. And then he starts talking about Lilia. And Lilia's like, the hell is wrong with you? You're talking about stuff like this in front of your kid? Right. Anyways, but you know, this is basically how Rudy and Paul are, so you know, it's nothing surprising. Right. Next day, we get to see they are in the labyrinth, and okay, so Elenalis is like a tank or something, I'm guessing, because she's like, I should be at front. I guess that makes sense. She also has like a little shield. I didn't, you know, realize it. So she's like a tank, I'm guessing. She's supposed to be in the front lines. So you know, so they go in, and there's a lot of traps here, but now with the help of the book, and Geese already put footprints in this place so that it's easier for them to like, you know, move. Like those footprints are safe, so that's how they're moving forward. And in comes a few monsters. Obviously, Elenalis being the tank, I'm guessing she's a tank. She's going to probably go and like, you know, like take the brunt of the force. But Paul literally jumps forward and starts attacking everyone. And he's like, ah, easy peasy. And he's like trying to show off to Rudy. And Rudy's like, yeah. In his head, he's like, I get it. You know, you're trying to show off. But Elenalis is not okay with it. And he says like, Paul, what the hell was that? And she's like, I'm supposed to be the one who should be in the front line. Why did you jump forward and try to do stuff like this? You know, this is not how you should act. You know, especially in a labyrinth. This is first time for Rudy, so you should try to set a proper example. You know. And she's like, I can understand. This is the same way I saw you acting when you recruited Zenith to the party. This is the same excitement you had. So you're basically trying to show off. It was Zenith back then. Now it's your own son. So but don't do stuff like that. This is in the labyrinth, and this is dangerous stuff. Paul is like, what the hell is wrong with you? You become such a nagger. Oh boy. And Elena is just like, of course, like, you're basically like a son to me, so I'll scold you as much as needed. And Paul's like, yeah, son, whatever. Okay. At which Rudy's like, actually, in his head, he's like, yeah, like, we kind of are related now, because I guess, wait a minute, let me think about it. So Rudy's wife is Sylphie, and Sylphie's grandmother or great grandmother, or is it grandmother? No, grandmother. Grandmother is Elinalise. So wife's grandmother. That means, what does that mean? Wait a minute. Father-in-law's mother, like grandmother-in-law. Is that a thing? Grandmother-in-law? Is that a thing? I think so. Wait a minute. Yeah, I'm guessing. Grandmother-in-law. I don't know if that's an actual thing, like grandmother, or if it's something else, like but basically father-in-law's mother. So I'm guessing that would make it grandmother-in-law. I'm not really sure. Anyways, but it's something like that. So yeah, they are basically family now. And wait, so Rudy's dad is Paul, so Paul and Elinalise are now in-laws, basically. Right. Okay, this is really getting complicated. Their whole family is just all over the place. Right. Okay, so either way, yeah, so they go off and start fighting more of the monsters. So here, I forgot his name again, the dwarf. He tells that, oh, do not use stuff like fire or water, because fire will bring out poison. Now for them, they don't know about carbon monoxide poisoning. So he's like, oh, if you use fire, it'll be poisonous. So he doesn't know about obviously the science behind it, but he knows that it's poisonous, and that's why Rudy was like, oh, so yeah, he's talking about carbon monoxide poisoning. So you cannot do that. Not using water as well, in case the whole place comes down. So you can only use ice. At which Rudy's like, all right, let's do it. So you can see Elinalise and Paul are like taking care of them. Rudy then uses icicles to take care of most of the monsters. At which the dwarf is like, damn, as expected of someone who is Roxy's student. Okay, so after that they go inside the teleporter and moves to the next floor. They're kind of going on like this. In the second floor, yeah, they're moving very quickly. At which they'll Rudy's like, damn, we're going quite quick. At which they say like, oh, it's because we have the book. Now we know the whole place. We have like a map to it, so we can easily go through the different places. Now here Geese asks Rudy that you're used to stuff like this. What does your intuition tell? Where do you think Roxy is? And Rudy's like, my intuition, and he kind of thinks about it for a moment. And okay, so they're walking, and you can see the water is dripping, and Rudy stops here, and Rudy's like, wait a minute. Yeah, so I'm guessing he heard something. He looks to the side, and he moves to the wall, and then he's patting the wall, and and then he realizes something. Yeah, so I'm guessing he heard it first, and then when he went to the wall, he probably realized that the wall was a false wall or something like that. And yeah, so there you go. So Roxy was teleported into a secret room behind a false wall. That is why Geese wasn't able to find her up until now. So here we can see Roxy is in trouble. I'm guessing she has been doing this for a long time, from when she was teleported here. She's running out of mana probably. She's using icicles, using fortresses, earth wall and stuff to defend herself, using flame magic as well. But you know, these monsters, after she defeats each monster, more monsters pop up from that magic circle. So you can see Roxy finally, she's like it's over. I like, you know, like I cannot do anything. Oh, okay. I just realized something. I didn't realize this first. When she fell down, you know, when she's scared, I'm guessing yeah, she peed herself. Yeah, like I didn't realize that since it was so dark, but yeah. But the monsters were coming in, and she was like extremely scared. And she closes her eyes, and then she realizes something has happened. Whole place is frozen, and Rudy comes in. And obviously she's surprised because a few things here. Number one, in no way did she expect Rudy to come here at this point of time, because again everyone is expecting the letter to go take 6 months to go, 8 months to go there, and then for them to come here to take 8 more months. So this is like the seventh, like the ninth or the 10th month. So they're at least not expecting any type of reinforcements, at least 6 months from here on. Even, you know, after 6 months maybe they could expect rainfall. So you know, like that's why I guess it was probably extremely obvious. It surprised her so much that she was like, you know, like she just stands up and she's like, oh, and Rudy's there. And obviously the fact that she was in that type of a dangerous situation, almost going to die, but Rudy comes in and helps her out at that moment. And there you go. And you can see Rudy literally froze the whole place. Yeah, and so that was crazy. As you know, like obviously I'm guessing he is probably on par with Roxy's magic. Like, you know, like his strength, like at least in magic related stuff, is probably on par with Roxy now. And I guess if you include like his, like, you know, like future seeing eyes and a few other stuff, that all the other, like, you know, like stuff that he has, like incantationless magic and stuff, you can probably say that overall I would say that Rudy probably surpassed Roxy, or I'm not really sure, you know, I'm just guessing, you know. There is a big possibility that Rudy probably surpassed Roxy, like only through magic. Maybe they're still on par with each other, you know, but all together, including everything that Rudy has, like his future seeing eyes, all the other stuff, incantationless magic, on all the other, like, you know, stuff that he learned, including all of that, I don't know, maybe I'm guessing he probably would be able to, he's probably surpassed Roxy. But who knows, like, you know, yeah, I'm just guessing. Either way, that's where it ended. So it's good that we were able to find Roxy this quickly. So yeah, we can now concentrate on saving Zenith from the next episode onwards. Right, and there you go. So that was it. That was today's episode 20 of Mushoku Tensei season 2. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed, comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. That's it, guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next week with another episode of Mushoku Tensei. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.